Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is another anime review. Oh boy. Was my favorite anime of the winter season of 2014, and already it's in the running. Yeah, already it's in the running for one of my favorite top 10 anime of the year. Already. Alright, that's how amazing that this anime was to me. Yeah, I am of course referring to Buddy Complex. Oh boy. There is like two manga series based on it, but both of them started January 27th, 2014 and are still ongoing. The anime came out first, basically. And there's a game, which was released March 7th, 2014. So, yeah. But the anime series was directed by Yasuhiro Tanabe and written by BC Project. And the music's by Tatsuya Kato and produced by Studio Sunrise, the Code Geass people and the Gundam people. And it originally ran from January 5th, 2014 to March 30th, 2014 with a total of 13 episodes. So, yeah. Now, the plot. Buddy Complex revolves around the main character, Aoba Watase, an ordinary high school boy. One day, his classmate Hina Yumihara saves him from being killed by a guy in a mecha that comes from the future. Hina reveals that she herself is also from the future, and then she sends Aoba into the future. When he wakes up, he finds himself over 70 years in the future where the Free Pact Alliance and the Zogilla Republic are at war with each other, each battling with their own Valancers, basically their mechas, and Aoba is on the former's team. He teams up with Dio using coupling Valancers, which basically coupling is like when two mechas are able to work together, I guess, to highly enhance all the skills of both of them. I know it's really complicated. I didn't quite understand that part myself. He also learns that Hina is on the opposing team, and what's even stranger, she doesn't remember him at all. So yeah, and that's basically, in a nutshell, the plot of Buddy Complex. So the plot is quite, I don't want to say it's completely original, but it is quite unique at the very least. Alright, the plot's definitely unique. It deals with a time travel concept and doesn't go like incredibly deep into it. Like, the plot's not about the time travel, but it does go deep enough into it to where it doesn't get confused, to where the plot can still progress. But it doesn't get confusing at all in terms of the time travel. Like, they don't bring up paradoxes or anything like that. Even though technically a paradox should happen by the end of the series, but it doesn't really bring that up. It doesn't really care. Alright. As for the characters, all the characters I thought were really interesting. Aoba was a pretty generic main character, but the execution of his character I felt worked out really well. He was an ordinary Japanese high school student from 2014 who got transported into the year 2088 and now fights for the Free Pact Alliance. So basically, that would be 74 years then, yeah, into the future. Yeah. He is the pilot of the Luxon and the leader, and later Luxon Next. And basically the main driving point, at least in my opinion, of the series is his relationship with our other main character, Hina Yumihara, also known as Hina Ryazan. Now, basically, I was confused at first, but now I kind of get what's going on here with the series. Basically, Hina sent, and this isn't, you basically have to figure this out for yourself, but essentially, Hina sent him into the future so he could meet up with Dio, whom I'll talk about in a sec here. Alright. Who's a member of the Free Pact Alliance. However, Hina did not have enough time to also tell him that she is a member of the opposing side. So obviously this would be long before Hina met him. And one of her, a childhood friend of hers who was an ally of hers as well, eventually got so pissed off that Hina was starting to go over to their enemy's side by way of Aoba. So when this like time vortex showed up, and Hina was going to go through it in order to save Aoba, like basically to complete history. Essentially, this friend of hers ended up going completely crazy and going through there as well. However, Aoba stopped Hina from going through there this time around, so I don't know if like he was able to stop this friend of hers as well. I forget his name, by the way, and that's why. And that's why there's not going to be a time paradox. I don't know about that at all, but that's basically the gist of it right there. So it is pretty complicated, but it's also really good. All right. You know, Dio is an ace pilot for the Free Pact Alliance. He's the pilot of the Braydon, and later the Braydon Next. He usually looks down at Aoba, but towards the end of the series, he started to, I guess, have a little bit more respect for Aoba and his skills. Not to mention, he always thought Aoba was going to fail, but at least by the end of this series, or season rather, Aoba succeeded. Then, as I mentioned before, there's Hina Yumihara, the female protagonist of the series, Aoba's classmate, but actually a mecha pilot from the future who has a mission to protect him from the opposing mechas from the same future with her who wants to kill him. She sent Aoba into the future where she had not yet met Aoba and served as a pilot for the Zogilla Republic, enemy of the Free Pact Alliance. She is the pilot for the Fortuna and later a coupling balancer Karura. So, and those are the three like most major characters of the series. You know, the three biggest players really. And all three of those characters I thought were really cool. My favorite one was actually Hina Yumihara, and although in the future she was known as Hina Ryazan or something like that. And my favorite scenes in the series was seeing the relationship between Aoba and Hina flourish, essentially. That was actually my favorite part of the series. Alright. Then, of course, there's other members of the Free Pact Alliance, which I'm not even going to talk about because there's so many of them. There's the Gengo Kuramitsu. I will talk about him for a little bit. I guess all I really have to say about him is that he's the captain of the Free Pact Alliance, or the captain of the Singas, anyways. And I really loved Gengo. He was really humorous and rather laid back captain who didn't really show signs of being nervous about anything in the war that they were fighting. Very seldom, which I really like. There was also Lena Kleinbeck and Lee Conrad, Gerald Duran, and From Batarhe, and Elvira Hill, and Mayuka Nasu, and lots of others which I'm not even going to mention. And then, of course, there's the Zogilla Republic, which is Alfred Gallant. Alfred Gallant is the captain of the Trident and later Vidra, pilot of Acel. He is the commander assigned to 501st Mobile Company. I think he's the guy who's basically Hina's adoptive father who ends up dying in the series. And there's Bizon Geralf, who is a member of Alfred's squad but later transferred to the Zogilla's admin bureau together with Hina, childhood friends of Hina. he is in love with her to the point that he can be considered borderline obsessed. He despises Alba for trying to rescue Hina during a battle because it caused her to be put under suspicion of being a traitor, but then later his hatred toward Alba grows because of jealousy that Alba intrigued Hina. An aged Bizon appears in the future, seeming to have survived Dio and Alba's assault, looking far older, implying that he stayed in the past and seems to be in a very influential position to Zogilia's army. So, and I think that was the cliffhanger scene at the end of the credits of the series. And obviously, I'm going to imagine that he still holds a huge grudge against Alba at this point. Alright. He pilots the Nebiros and later the coupling Valancer Nergal. And there's lots of other members of the Zogilia Republic, which I'm not even going to mention. Alright, but overall, I think that this series was really good. All the characters, even ones that you're supposed to hate, like Bizon, are really interesting, at least. And they add a lot to the series. Even the minor characters that don't do that much still add to the series and add to the scene, like the scenery and whatnot, and all of the scenes, which I really enjoyed. So really, I didn't have any complaints about the plot or the characters of the series. They were all just really well done, I felt. The music was amazing. Not any tracks that I really remember now, but they were still fucking amazing in the moment. The ending was pretty good. The opening was amazing. I love that fucking opening. Alright. Now the art was also pretty good. The animation, however, was fucking phenomenal. This is by Sunrise, so it should come as no surprise that the animation is going to be fucking amazing. And this is no exception. The animation is so fluid in almost every fucking scene. It just looked so beautiful. Alright. I think it's pretty much all I have to talk about for the series, though. So do I recommend this series? Well, yes, actually, I kind of do. The series I thought was incredible. It's another Sunrise Mecha series, but they did something unique with this one, and I thought it worked out really well. So yes, anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.